Ian Williams, welcome back to Real Migos, buddy. Good to see you.
How are you?
I'm good, man. It's been a hot minute since we've done this dance.
It's been a little bit. Why is that, huh? Why is that, do you think?
Let's see. You were traveling, I was traveling, then you were traveling, then I was traveling.
Yep.
And now we're back. We're back, baby.
Well, we're back until next week, and then we're traveling again.
Where are we?
Next week is Dallas and Houston. I have Houston in Dallas.
Wait, when is that REVB? When is that?
No, that's April 10th and 11th. So we have the Sharon thing. We have the video classes that we're doing in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot. And then I have a Kung Fu competition in Houston.
Nice. If anybody's into Kung Fu competition and wants to see Ian in Houston,
I will probably get kicked in the face. That's probably what's going to happen. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why
dude, we have a lot to get to tonight, man. So the Austin housing numbers came out today. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't. It's actually early. Why is it early?
They finally are on top of it. Remember we were talking about it. They got a new economist, and it seems like they've gotten their stuff together, but
she's doing her job.
They're still wrong on the numbers.
Oh, really?
They are still wrong. It's amazing.
The thing is, I remember seeing her. So I was at an event. She was speaking. They announced her, all that, and she has a doctorate, right? It seems like the things that she was saying would be good information. So now I'm really curious why you think she's wrong on the numbers. I haven't seen these numbers. Pull them up.
Okay, we'll pull them up in a second. Zillow alters their home market report and what they're anticipating the market to do this year.
I did see that.
We can chat about that.
Yeah.
We got a lot to chat about. Drop a comment below. It says in here, home values in Austin are down 5%, but I don't know. The numbers on here don't show that. So we'll go over that. What else, man? We got a lot of stuff going. I got a bunch of listings coming up. You've got a bunch of listings coming up.
I have a bunch that are under contract.
Yes.
It's crazy. So I had like 14 listings. It's insane. And you have some that sit for a little bit, but then depending on what types of properties they are, gone. So I have 3 duplexes I listed, all gone within a day. One of them took a little bit.
You sent me one of them.
Yep.
Sitting right an offer on it, and I snoozed and I loosed.
That's the thing. Well, so anybody who has multifamily or has rental properties, I'm going to tell you how frustrating it is to have it listed, but nobody can see it because your tenant won't allow it. That's a big no-no. And it's in the lease that the tenant should allow it, or else they're responsible for damages, blah, blah, blah. It's annoying to have to deal with. So keep that in mind if you are ever looking to release or list your home for sale, because the tenancy supersedes the lease most of the time.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't run in. Well, I've seen that happen. Obviously, I've tried to. I don't ever recommend listing a home that has tenants in it. It usually makes it really tough to sell.
But these are multifamily. Like it's just these are just duplexes. People are just buying them as investment properties. They're not living in them.
Yeah. Interesting stuff, man. Okay. So I want to get to the Texas stuff and all that good stuff. What else do you have going on coming up? I mean, we got Monday, Tuesday, you and I are going to be in Dallas. We should be able to get Real Amigos in Wednesday. You have Real Cafe. So if you want to come hang out, what is that? So we're going to have coffee. It's a bunch of agents, but you're more than welcome to come. It's on Thursday. Where at and what time?
March 26th. I don't know. It's on Eventbrite. It's Pershing Coffee House. We like to change it every month because then we're patrons to the business. We get to meet new people, different areas, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. It's on 5th Street. That's all I remember when I looked at it. I got to share that. Ian's going to teach a class in a couple weeks. If you're an agent, want to come do it. I've got him teaching. Well, in Dallas, you're going to teach for us how to use CapCut and do backflips. And then we're going to teach how to do in Austin, do that as well. I've got a lot of fun listings coming up, my friend. I got one in 78704 that is amazing. I'm super stoked for it. I got one coming up in Parton Ranch. I've got another lady that we're listing her condo. It's off of South Manchaca, whatever. And
what's nice about that one other than the location? Like what's the draw for it?
Great quality. Like they kept really good care of it. So there's that. We've got another one coming up right behind Costco in South Austin. So we got a bunch of stuff coming up.
Nice. I got a brand new in Easton Park. It's not even on the market yet. It's it's like 3,700 square feet and full Tesla solar, full Powerwall, multiple outlets, ready to go.
Sweet. Man, that's such a tough. I'm trying to get centered here. That's such a tough neighborhood because the tax rate's still 3%, but you can get cool homes in there.
Cool homes.
This is a good question, man. And this is a good question to lead into. So Brad bought a property in 2022, December 2022. Probably just hoping to break even, I guess. Man, that's tough. I've got quite a few people have reached out to me that are in situations where they're separating. So the home has to go because they've both gone.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting question because typically, Ian, I would say, April, May is the best 2 months to list. What's happening in the market? Interest rates haven't fallen. The 30-year or the 10-year treasury keeps kind of going up a little bit and then coming back down. So we're hanging around 6.85 right now. So under 7. CPI numbers don't look good. So you saw the 10-year treasury go up today. So they may not be dropping rates until June, July. If they are going to drop rates, they haven't even promised that yet. So when is the best time to list this year, Ian?
It's so interesting. I think you're seeing a lot of people that are sick of waiting for uncertainty and they're making their decisions about now and going back to the traditional, this is what people know to list it as, or the timing they know to list at. And you also have to think about just the natural life cycle of people and their cleaning. They usually take spring break, their kids are off, they'll go on a little vacation and then they'll clean their house and get ready to list, right? And then they'll start spending time on vacation and realizing, oh, I like this area or I like this area. And so that creates a little more commotion. And then once the kids are out of school, they want to be moving with that in a lot of situations.
It's tough. It's tough to I don't think you're going to be able to really time the market that well this year. I could say in the Austin area right now, and we can pull up the numbers here in a second. I mean, you have almost 11,000 units on the market. Well, in our MLS, which that's not all like Austin. I mean, it's a big area.
Well, and it's expanded a lot, right? The number of, or the reach of our MLS.
Right. I mean, let's talk about here's here you go. Now I can share this. Present. Share screen window. So these are these are the stats that just came out. So City of Austin. Let me change this a little bit. Can I do that? What? Control. It is not shrinking this. Why Well, that's a bummer. I was hoping it would shrink. Minus. No. Okay. So here's the Austin numbers. It says we're down 2.8%. But, Ian, there's a guy named Jeremy Knight who actually tracks this.
Is
This
it?
shows, yeah, look at this. So we actually went up from we're up over last year, even though this says down 2.3%. But look at that. We're up 543. So we're up 2 months in a row, month over month, up. Okay. So here's what the stats say. We're at 543 as a median. Active listings are up. So this is where I'm still concerned about this year, up 19%. And new listings are up 41% year over year. Now, keep in mind, there wasn't a ton of inventory last year at the beginning of the year. It really spiked in another month, and it really, really spiked later. And I didn't do the charts for the data on this. You'll have to watch the full video next Tuesday when it comes out. But look, the median price for Round Rock is for the first time in a long time up year over year at 543.
Good.
Isn't that crazy? Because look, here's the numbers on this. And if you're in my database, my email database, I send this out. But look, the first time month over month positive here. Look at that. And month over month positive, and then year over year positive in what? In 1, 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. So pretty interesting. The market's definitely picking up, but everybody's waiting for interest rates to drop. I mean, I have so many buyers that the moment interest rates go up, they're like, oh, I can't, I don't want to do it. But I mean, look, you have months of inventory kind of dropped a little bit because it was 3.2 months the month before. Now it's 3 months. So months of inventory is shrunk because more buyers are in the pool. I've been telling people that there's a lot of like built up demand, and everybody says, no, you're wrong. There's no built up demand. I mean, you tell me, is there
everybody? You're right. I have heard people say that, but do you have any particulars that are saying that?
There's one guy in particular. It's Venture something.
Yeah,
he likes to say things like that. Yeah. No, something. I don't know. He's a real
targeting.
Yeah, but let's see. All right. So as far as listing your property this year, I don't know when's going to be a good year or a good time this year. I would say it's typical right now, but who knows? It might be better the last half of the year if interest rates drop. So Aaron asked if we'd seen and by the way, where are you guys tuning in from? Or y'all tuning in from? Drop a comment on here from
Lakeland, Florida. I saw that.
Yeah, we saw that.
Kevin's here all the time.
Kevin, thanks, man. Good to see you. Aaron asked about a stucco repair scam. I've never heard of this. He said, I had someone knock on my door from Guardian Home Solutions, and he says they have a law firm to sue stucco damage. Never heard of this. Has anybody heard of this?
I've not. Yeah.
Interesting. Hector's here. What up, Hector? Cena. What up, buddy? Where are you coming in from? I know he's coming in from Miami, but man, I'm good to see you, buddy.
It says Miami.
I know. I mean, I meant like good to see you. I mean, where are you coming in? Come on, man. It's been a while since we've done this. I'm off my game.
Yeah.
Hector, good to see you, man.
Anytime somebody puts something like that, so like Aaron talked about Guardian Home Solutions, I'm over here looking for websites. I'm like, who are these people? I'm not seeing anything that looks like a legitimate site yet.
All right. You keep looking that up. Everybody else continue telling me where you're coming in from. Hector, man, I feel like I just want to travel out to Miami this week just to give you a hug and say thanks. You are a phenomenal guy, man. Good to see you. It's been a while. So I'm going to add this real quick while you're looking up to see if there's a scam going along. Come on. Why did it not? There we go. Okay. So Zillow, influx of sellers arrived just in time for spring shopping season. So initially Zillow, I think, had us up like 4%, but they've altered this slightly. I want to say they say that we're going to be up even more at the end of the year. But here's what's interesting. He said the value of typical home in the U.S. is $349. We're still above that, even in our MSA and in Austin, up 40% compared to pre-pandemic levels. The typical monthly mortgage payment, assuming a 20% down, is $1,800. Home values climb month over month in 45 of the areas, but what numbers are they getting? I just showed you they went up month over month, and they're saying Austin's down 5.1%. But if we look at the numbers that are up, you have San Jose, which is crazy. San Diego, also crazy. Seattle, crazy. San Francisco, crazy. DC, crazy. Where's all the Florida places at, Hector? How's it going? Hector, how's it going in Florida right now, man? You drop a comment. I want to hear from you, man. How is it going? New Orleans is down 7%. Austin, 5%. San Antonio down 2.5%. Houston down 1%. Or a positive 1.2%. Looks like a positive 1.2%. But what's interesting about that, and I want to get your take on this, U.S. foreclosure activity, Texas is up, I think it was like 5% on foreclosures, but we're still down below pre-pandemic levels, and month over month foreclosures are still down. So everybody's saying that there's a big foreclosure wave. What are you seeing, Ian? Do you think that there's going to be a big foreclosure wave, especially in the Austin area?
This is something that our friend Aaron has predicted for a long time, referring to student debt starting to loom over people. Plus, you have increased interest rates and some job concerns with people. So with all of that together, I could see either exodus, which we've seen some people listing their homes, moving back, and then maybe some foreclosures as well. So I could see it trickling up. I don't know. Here's the real problem. The real problem is there are a lot of jobs available. They're just not jobs that people want, right? Or they're not paying what people want, right? So, I could see there being a trickle up in foreclosure rates, but we just have to keep an eye on it.
I was talking to somebody the other day, Ian, and they were like, we were talking about employment. And they're not a realtor. This person's not a realtor. They're in the tech world. And they're like, yeah, all these people, every time you hear these layoffs, they get rehired really quickly. That's why the unemployment rate is still 3.2%.
Yeah.
But here's what it says. The highest.
But are they taking a pay cut? Are they taking a pay cut? Yeah, that's really the only question I would have. If somebody's, being let go from one company and they may have to take a pay cut, or they may have to go elsewhere to get a role.
Hector says the market is a little stagnant. Hector, are you in front of a computer? You want to join Real Amigos and chat? I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. Let me keep going with your thought there, Ian, and I'm going to shoot this to Hector.
So just as I'm going through some of the research, people are comparing Guardian to Vivint, but that's the Guardian home security company. And I think that they were swallowed by a solutions company, just like Vivint was. And so if you've ever used Vivint as a product, which was, they did home security and they're based out of Utah, and they're all door knockers, and that's just what they do. People have a certain disposition for Vivint. And so I think Guardian is very similar, but I'm not seeing anything that refers to scams in a traditional sense.
Oh, dude, we almost got Hector on. He's having dinner. I sent him the link too. Oh, look.
I see it.
Whoops. I should probably pay attention to the live stream. Go ahead.
No, that's it. So I haven't seen anything come up just yet for that. But I guess my question, and Aaron's a smart guy. I would question what makes him think that it's a scam, or did he see an article that said it was a scam? Because I'd like to look into it more.
Yeah. Well, he said somebody knocked on the door.
Yeah, but where did the word scam come from?
I don't know.
That's what I'm asking. It's like, yeah, just because somebody knocks on your door doesn't make it a scam.
I mean, I'm just as pessimistic as Aaron is. I assume it's a scam.
Oh, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being pessimistic. I'm just curious.
Did you just say that Aaron's pessimistic? Path. Man, I can't believe you'd be rude to your guy like that. I'm just messing with you. Okay, so the highest foreclosure rates are in South Carolina. Nationwide, 1 in every 4,279 homes has hit units had a foreclosure filing in February 2024. States with the highest foreclosure rates were South Carolina, 1 in 2,200, Delaware, 1 in 2,400, Florida, 1 in 2,600. Florida.
Yeah.
Ohio, 1 in 2,800, and Connecticut, 1 in 28.8. Or 1 in. The thing that was interesting on here is among the 224 metropolitan statistical areas with a population of at least 200,000, we saw the greatest number in Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, Pittsburgh, and Detroit. So Austin, not even on that list. Counter to the national trend, those states with at least 50 or more REOs that saw the greatest annual increase in 2024 were South Carolina, Missouri, Pennsylvania. Texas was up 7%, and Indiana, but the numbers are still well below year over year. So I don't know. I'm curious to see if we see more foreclosures hit. I'm dealing with a couple pre-foreclosures and short sales right now,
Really?
personally. Yep.
Really?
So I'm seeing it. I just had a guy call me the other day. He was like, hey, I've been following you on Instagram or on YouTube for a long time. I respect your opinion. I want to sell. I've gone through a divorce, so I think it's time to sell my house. I don't think I can really afford it anymore. And so I ran the numbers with him and I was like, look, you're better off. Like, I can sell it right now. Obviously I make money off selling homes.
Right.
The reality is if you can, I don't do too many rentals, but if I put you in touch with the people that can rent it out for you, here's basically what you should be able to rent it out for. If you rent it out, that's going to save you this. And then if you went into an apartment, like we've reduced your overall overhead quite a bit. And then, next year, if it does get better, you can list next year. But the reality is I don't know. If you list it right now, I can assure you that you're not going to see a huge gain. It may be better in your best interest to rent. Tell me all the realtors that actually give people actual advice like that. Yeah, not very many.
That's me.
Two
I
sitting
do it
here
all the time. Same thing.
Aaron said, going back to the stucco business, said it felt weird. He inspected my stucco, said that we could be a lawsuit to replace it, but I only have hairline cracks. Interesting. Was that a specific were they suing a specific builder? I have a video coming out next week where we're talking about builders being sued. One of them starts with an L, and they've run into a lot of this particular one that I talked to Eleanor had a bunch of failed foundations in Southeast Austin. So interesting.
Yeah, it seems like more of a what do you call it? Like a script. Like, say this, and that'll get them more interested in it. And there's some lawsuit somewhere in some country that this might apply to. And so, that doesn't necessarily mean that your home would apply. So I don't know. Yeah, I'll look into it more. That's curious.
Huh. Here's a bit of interesting information, Ian. Tell me if you heard this. The Market Composite Index, MCI, a measure of mortgage loan application volume, increased 7.1% on the seasonal adjusted basis from 1 week earlier. On an unadjusted basis, the index increased 8% compared to this time period. So we were talking about buyers still in the pool. Here you go. I have a client right now, Ian, that is looking at a specific neighborhood and they have a kind of a closeout. Like, this one specific builder that they like only has a couple homes left. And they're like, man, I just don't like that the bank, like if I'm at 6.5%, I just don't like that the bank is getting this much interest money from me. And I get it. I understand. But my rebuttal to that really is, we can negotiate on the prices and this specific price on this home right now, because with the builder, we should be able to get it in this price range. Plus the incentives they give you will buy down the rate a little bit. So there is that opportunity. Let's say rates do drop June, July. The last half of this year is typically a time of year when prices start to drop. So let's say we have strong demand now, and let's say they drop. Let's say we don't have strong demand. Let's just say in Austin, we have fair demand.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stuff hitting the market. I anticipate that what you'll see is if it does drop in June, July, I don't think prices drop as drastically as they have the second half. So my rebuttal is, do you want to pay more for the house in the future, or do you want to temporarily pay for a higher rate?
Yeah, I think that's been the question since the rates have gone up.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think from that point, so let's say September or fall of last year until now, it's going to continue to rise. It seems like it's continuing to rise and
Right.
being
And
more difficult for buyers to get exactly what they want. Like I have a lot of people that are negotiating on these listings, and sellers are like, nope.
well, and that's the thing right now, is like, now is the time, still the time to be able to negotiate better than we could have in the past, right? Not 22, 21, 20,
Yep.
but right now with the amount of inventory, it's still a good time to actually negotiate and bring down the price a little bit, get some incentives. We aren't going to, I don't know that we're going to have that the second half this year. If rates do drop and people jump into the market the last half of the year, instead of as strong as they were the first half of the year.
Yep.
Let's say you did write that offer, you did get that home under contract. I'm just saying hypothetically, I'm not telling you to do this, but let's say you did get the rate down a little bit, you did get the home price lower, and let's say the last half of the year prices do go up because people are back in the pool because interest rates drop. Now you actually have equity in the property. Like it makes sense to try to negotiate, to me, and this coming from somebody right now, Ian, I'm about to go write an offer on a commercial building personally. So I'm looking at the interest rate going, yeah, it sucks, but what am I going to do? Nobody's written an offer on it. Let me write a lower offer on it. Let me negotiate. And then when rates come around, I can probably try and renegotiate this office building that we're looking at, because I'm trying to get an office for our brokerage. So if that works out, it's going to be amazing. But when I was with all these high net worth individuals 2-3 weeks ago, they're all looking for stuff. The one thing they're waiting for is the rate to pop. If the rate pops, they're back in.
Right.
Interesting. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Do you in the comment section, I've been looking at the comments. Do you in the comment section think that rates are going to drop this year? If you are one of those people that didn't buy a home, if rates drop, are you going to buy? If rates drop, are you going to sell? I want to hear from you in the comment section. Aaron, somebody who is an investor, I want to hear from you. Going back to the Aaron thing, because this whole channel is about Aaron now. We should send Aaron the link. Just bring Aaron on. It was Meritage Homes for his. He says
the stucco thing.
Yeah, he said I felt like it was weird. Oh yeah, for a stucco thing, it was Meritage Homes. That's his personal property, I think, right? Meritage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the question. It's such a. I wish I had a better crystal ball. I wish I've always had a better crystal ball. What is your crystal ball saying, Ian?
Well, obviously it's not crystal, it's hazy, but I think it's also.
Yours is crystal with a K, right?
Crystal. Like always, like we've been talking about for the last 6 months or so, when we do these episodes, we have to consider the climate for a lot of things, right? AI, how that impacts jobs. IBM, remember that? They've laid off a whole bunch of people. They were like, yeah, we've got AI to do it. Okay. We have TikTok today just passed the House that it might be banned in the United States today. Like this is big because TikTok has an Austin presence. Okay. Then you have the political climate, way up there. The political climate, it still impacts the psyche of people that are buying and selling and deciding to make a move. So all of those are factors. And so there is no answer, because all of these are such variables that we can't try to really predict them. I think people that are buying right now are getting what they want without too much fuss. Is Jeremy having a conversation with me?
I'm curious. I'm curious in the comment section. I want to hear from you. Is the political climate, as far as election, weighing into your buying or selling criteria?
So
that's one
let me-
question. Hold on. Caveat,
Yep.
second question. I want people to answer this question truthfully. If you're on the fence or you're whatever, if your presidential candidate wins, will that change your ability to or want or desire to go buy a home? So I don't want to get political, but if you're, like, let's say you're not a Biden fan and you're the other guy fan and you want the other guy to win and the other guy wins, does that mean you're like literally going to the casino and the clubs, dropping the cash out? Just curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat. So hopefully it doesn't kill this channel. Go ahead.
I was going to say that obviously there's the personal impact of whoever is chosen, but there's also the corporate impact, right? And while a lot of these corporations are looking 5, 10, 30 years out, there is still a component as to how they might run their business that year based on the political climate. So I'm also referring to that, not just your individual thought, but the corporation's decision making based on what tax breaks and other things they think they'll get.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I heard, so I could be wrong. You tell me in the comment section if I'm wrong. So buying a luxury vehicle, or sorry, a car over 6,000 pounds is deduction.
Yep.
They changed it like a year ago where you could write it off like the first year 50% and then I think 40, 30, 20. Like, so it was a declining scale of how much you could deduct the first year, because it used to be 100%. I heard that this year they were going back to 100%. I don't know if that's just because it's an election year or what, but if that's the case, baby, what are we buying? What SUV are you buying?
Finally. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm definitely not buying a G-Wagon. I'm definitely not buying a G-Wagon.
That I was just holding off on the Cybertruck until then.
Right. Like so if they make that announcement, I'm going to be like calling Elon once a day. Like, hey, Elon, where's my Cyber? Hey, Elon, where's my Cybertruck?
Well, that's when you drop the $1,000. You know, they have $1,000 fast pass.
You saw that? I saw it.
I know. It's like, come on, no. One of my buddies just got his VIN number. I'm like,
yeah, I thought about doing the $1,000 thing. I just don't. I need to buy.
You don't even like Tesla. What are you talking about? Stop it. You don't even.
I don't like Tesla.
Well, hold on.
I have a Tesla.
Yes, but that doesn't mean you like it. You're not like,
I know,
geeking out over it.
I hate my car.
Not like geeking out over it.
I will be the first to admit I do not like my Tesla. It's a glitchy piece of crap. It constantly glitches. It tries to stop all the time. It tries to go into the other lane when it's not supposed to. And when I'm trying to text and drive at the same time, it beeps at me. I mean, doesn't it know that I'm a realtor?
Pay attention to the road.
Yeah, what the heck, man?
Like, I just want to do what I want to do. Get out of here.
Yeah. I will say though, like I'm in a lot of, because I own a Porsche, I'm in a lot of Porsche groups and everybody's like foaming at the mouth over the new Taycan and the SUV, like
the
electric cars.
Macan, right? The small
Taycan.
No, the smaller one. The smaller Porsche.
The Macan is a smaller
EV.
Yes, but it's not electric. It's not EV.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No,
let me find it.
The Macan is a smaller gasoline SUV. They have one that just came out. It's like a hatchback. They might have an EV for it, like a hybrid. Anyway, right. I'm in all these groups. You look it up. Pull it up. It's fine.
I already did. It's sent. It's already sent. It's already there.
Yeah, but that's not. Is that EV?
Yes. 10,000 orders. 10,000 pre-orders immediately.
You put it in the private chat and I'll pull it up. There we go. But there, I'm speaking about a different one, I think. Hold on, let me see. Is this what I'm talking about? No, this is not what I'm talking about. There's a different, like, full electric that they have. Anyway, this is a good example. I would never buy this. I'll pull it up so you can see it. I would never buy this. I'm a big Porsche guy. I love Porsche. I love everything about it. Yeah, see, Hector knows what I'm talking about. They have like a hatchback Taycan that just came out. Okay.
Sure, great.
Okay.
But they also have this. We can both be right. You know that, right? Like, we can both be.
Yeah.
It's both of us.
Okay, fine. Fine, Hector. Like, let Ian be semi-right. We were both right at the same time. Anyway, I would not buy this. I don't care. I like the fact of driving an EV. Okay. I like the Tesla for the EV part. Not that I care about the environment. I bought it because I don't like to go to the gas station. I like simplicity. I like to be able just to get out of my driveway, drive around all day and come back and charge. I love the simplicity of it. I hate taking it on road trips, but you cannot get me to drive one of these Porsche electric vehicles or GM or any, because the moment you need to charge, you're sweating bullets trying to charge somewhere. The Tesla system for charging is unmatched. You have too many people trying to do all these different stupid slow chargers. And I see everybody crying about chargers. I'm telling you, just buy it. If you want an EV, just buy a Tesla. That's
Easy
it.
answer. Yeah.
So my struggle is if the 6,000 pound thing does come back, I need to buy a vehicle this year because I want to get rid of my Tesla. But do I buy the Cybertruck, which I don't think I'm going to get in time by this year, even if I did the thing? That's A. B, do I buy a luxury vehicle? I sell a lot of homes. I drive around town. So the Cybertruck would be cool, but I think I'm softening on the Cybertruck. I don't know. Do I get it? Do I get it, Ian? You tell
You're
me.
asking me? I'm getting it.
Should I
because
get the
am a
Cybertruck?
nerd, and I wanted it since he was on stage breaking the glass. That's just
look.
I love that
Look,
stuff.
I love the idea of the Cybertruck, but when I think about what I would want to do with the Cybertruck, I'm going to be stuck in the woods with no charge and a dead deer in the back of my truck that I can't get home with. That's what I'm.
Can't get just buy a. Well, so they've got the range, the extra battery. This isn't a Tesla channel. What else are we going to talk about?
well, speaking of, Elon Musk just leased up more space or taking up more space than Kyle. That was just announced. And North. And Tesla now has 20,000 employees in Austin, the number one employer of anything in the Austin, number one employer.
Even more than HEB? That was
yes.
Nice. Good.
Yeah. I got a whole short video coming out tomorrow about it. So yeah, so follow the shorts. Anyway. Hector says I should go for it. I should get the Cybertruck. Hector, should I get another Porsche? Just kidding. Just kidding. My wife's like, no more Porsches. I'm telling you, the best driving cars on the planet. Hands down. How about that? How about that market though, Ian? Look at this. 2 months, month over month increases. Do you think that we're going to get up like, let's do a reality check time.
Yeah.
I imagine if you look at this, we went kind of up. Do you think March numbers are going to come down?
I actually think that we're going to ride a similar curve to 2023 and stay just above, at least up until June.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to do
out the dip in May?
So you think this is just going to be a like this?
Yep.
Interesting. Do you think we fall as much though? Because we
I don't think I don't think the fall will be as steep either. I think it'll be more gradual.
I mean, we went from 590 virtually down to 511. That's wiping out $70,000. Even Aaron said he bought in the height of 2022, right? Which he bought right here at the height, 667. If we look at MSA numbers, because Aaron bought in the MSA peaked out around 550, and now we're at 443, right? That's a little more than $100,000 dip. Aaron, are you feeling that $100,000 dip? That's the question to ask. Hector, are you feeling the $100,000 dip? How's it going over there, man? What are you eating for dinner? Let me guess.
That's a good question.
Aaron says that he's never selling. Aaron, are you still seeing, I don't know how, I mean, you have several rental properties. Are you still seeing a challenge in renting properties right now? Or are you still seeing rental prices dropping? That's something that I heard. I just put out a property for lease in New Braunfels. So
I've done like 4 or 5 lease listings in the last 2 months. And I actually had some clients that they're buying, but they needed to lease first. They lost to 2 multiple offer leases. And we're not talking, this is on SoCo that were like 3,500, 4,200, and people are just gone. So leasing doesn't seem to be much of an issue, but it also depends on the area, the demand of the particular area. I was like, multiple offers on a lease? Get out of here. It's been a long time since we've seen it quite that aggressive. But it is South Congress, so.
Let's see what Rent Cafe says. Rent Cafe. Let's see.
BOM and increasing rents.
Austin average rent. Here we go. So Rent Cafe says rents have gone back up.
Yep.
Here, let me share this. So if you are looking at, Aaron says 20 days on market and increasing rents. So here's what Rent Cafe says. So that's a national trend. Rents have come up and then flattened out a little bit here. So November they were, so I guess we don't have more up to date. Obviously that's probably harder to follow. And that's probably why CPI, I wish they would find a better way to manage CPI, but let's see. Downtown's at 3,200. Clarksville. I wonder what New Braunfels is. Let me look. New Braunfels. Everybody gets mad at me for saying New Braunfels wrong. Some might have a peach impediment.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Was good. Thank you. All right. So there's that. What else? What else is going on, man? I really like, I get so bored talking about like just the menial real estate stuff. What questions do people have? What's going on? What do you got?
No, that's exactly it. What are you seeing? Okay. Have you been seeing anything unique when it comes to the types of properties that are being either listed or converted? I know we've got like zoning conversations happening. There's a lot of stuff happening that is just, they're trying to fix problems. And I'm wondering if you're seeing anything that seems like a unique solution. Like, remember a while ago, there were the hotels being converted for the homeless. What else are you seeing?
I like how you said that. Yeah, I like how you did that. Hotels being converted for the homeless.
Well, no, I'm trying to, I want to articulate it in a sensitive manner. What are the things that we're seeing that are break fixes?
Brooke, thoughts on the Tech Ridge area? Like, what are your questions? What give us a better question, and what are our thoughts on the Tech Ridge area?
Yeah, my thought is Tech Ridge is an area. I think
Tech Ridge is an area. Aaron says, to me, equity doesn't matter. I'm never selling. I only care about monthly payments. He wants that monthly cash flow.
Yep.
I don't like. Okay, so a couple of things they announced that there's like what $25 billion they're going to spend in Austin on infrastructure in the next coming years. They're putting together like a what is it? Like a commission or a school to bring people in to teach them on like trades or like get them to be able to help with like an academy or something like that. That's interesting. I think that'll bring some jobs to the Austin area.
Well, that's great because that's what Tesla has done for Del Valley, right? So that would be great, like you said, to just push that all throughout Central Texas, the Austin area, and make sure that everybody's getting re-educated on maybe some robotics, but also a lot of the trades that have kind of lost their luster over the years.
Yeah, I imagine if you start paying people like really well with some of these jobs, and I guarantee you, in order to get some of these projects done, they're going to have to overpay people. But we've had a steady flow of people come into the country recently, so who knows?
Freaking Mark, man.
Mark, welcome back, man. On the way to a home showing, you can run out of gas or electric. Who gets eaten by a zombie first, you or Ian?
Who's more appetizing? That's number one.
Ian's at 0 right now. Look, even his shirt is on empty. So
I will run, man. I was running the dogs last night. I'll run them again here in a little bit. Right, Jarvis?
Ian may outrun me. I can assure you, I can outshoot Ian though. So
I'm a good shot. I'm not a great
eh,
shot, but I'm a good shot.
okay. Well, we'll see who has
I'm
better
not
and more
I'm not as
firepower.
quick on the draw, and my firepower isn't as high.
Oh, dude,
But
I gotta
that's
tell you, fun.
but that's the thing. If I can roundhouse a zombie's head off, then
That's right.
I'm
You can do
good.
backflips and
I
like
can
knock their
do,
head
yeah.
off.
Like there's more to it than just
I'm
being able
getting
to
Ian.
shoot,
I'm getting
because you
Ian
don't have
for sure.
unlimited ammo. You know,
I took kickboxing class, right? And sweep the leg and kick in the face, right? I would sweep and miss, and they'd bite my back, and I'd be done.
oh yeah,
So
yeah, that would
yeah,
be tragic. That's why I'm
yeah.
learning weapons, man. Learning weapon forms.
But will Ian sacrifice the treads on his sneakers to go run faster? He may not. He does.
No.
That's the thing. I don't.
I'm actually a barefoot runner. I'll throw those. I do not care about shoes at all. I will throw
Hey,
everything.
there's rattlesnakes in Texas though. You don't want to step on a
That is a
rattlesnake.
problem, and cactus is a problem.
Oh
So
yeah, see,
crap, man. You're
Yeah.
bringing up some good points.
These are
Maybe I
some
need to
good
learn to
points.
run. Maybe I need to learn to run in some cowboy boots. Do backflips in cowboy boots.
I wonder if the Cybertruck has a gun rack in it, or if Elon thought about putting one of those in there. That would be something to think about.
You know, the
Because
Rivian has one,
if you run
right?
out of gas with the Cybertruck, you better have a whole arsenal in a zombie apocalypse, because you're not going anywhere.
You know, the Rivian has one right under the cabin.
Oh, does it really? Oh yeah, I saw that. Somebody had
Yeah.
one the other day.
Yeah.
That's another question. Let's stop talking about houses. Let me ask you a question. Rivian or Cybertruck? Dude, there's a hefty amount of inventory out there, man. It's interesting.
There
Here,
is.
let me pull this back. This is the one thing that definitely has me, I wouldn't say worried, but it
Yeah, but
has
it's
me.
moving quickly.
It has
Like,
me.
there's a good amount of
It's
inventory, but it's moving. It's turning over.
well, all right. Let's do the math on this. So
And also,
you have 1,300 new listings plus.
what's your perimeter? You have 13,000. It's so blurry.
That's 1,300. This is the last 7 days.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
This is the last 7 days here. All right. So we got what, 1320 plus back on market 156.
Mark, I've got 3 motorcycles in my garage. Can't fit a truck in there anyway.
Okay, so we're at 1,476 active. We have 664 pending plus 588. That is 1,252 pending. We have withdrawn 127. We have expired 74 and on hold 91. So we have 1,500 homes that went off the market and only 1,400 to replace it. So yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, there is a lot of stuff falling off or coming up, but I'm curious what's up with a lot of this withdrawn, because this is all going to come back.
It is. That's a really good point. They're going to wait probably until the people that are going to wait that's them. So I even have a listing right now where it was just getting no activity, or from another agent. I took it over and we got an offer within a couple weeks. But there are a lot of homes like that where it sits, goes off market, and then they'll relist with either the same agent or a different agent very soon here. Probably your April, May timeframe.
Yeah, a lot of these are going to relist. These are my favorite. It works with a different agent, probably didn't necessarily listen on price. And then when you come around and tell them, here's the price, is a little more accepting of the price. But here's what's great. And this is what most agents don't do. If you're a realtor and you have a client that's like, yeah, I'm really looking in this area, and let's say you want to be in Buda in this pocket on Carolyn's Way, you have this one at 390. It was probably overpriced. I'm coming after these sellers and going, hey, look, I got a buyer that's, looking for this, wants this. And you come in with a lower offer on this. And then your buyer's like super happy because you found them an off-market property. I love withdrawing expired.
You say probably overpriced. That wasn't even $400,000, and it was a 5-bedroom house in Buda. That's not overpriced. That's bad marketing, bad pictures, and a couple other things.
Well,
in there. We don't know this. I haven't looked into it. It's the buyer agent. That's the other part of it, is the compensation, but that's later. It's another.
We're not. We don't talk about that on this channel. But
Right.
I mean, look, who knows? This might not have been priced. There's only 9 days on market, and they pull it off. So it could have been multiple things. I sold a house not too long ago on Caroline's Way.
I just closed on one in Buda too.
In Buda,
not far from there.
Yeah. Oh, you can't see the pictures I'm looking at. Hold on. The pictures don't look great. It's done with a cell phone.
Yeah.
It's done with the cell phone.
Like,
not good.
I'm pretty good at taking pictures with a cell phone, and even I always hire professional photographers. I know you do too. Your pictures are great. My pictures are great. I'm excited. I like doing the.
We have one vote for Rivian over Tesla, and it's not a biased at all. Hector's not biased because he has stock in Rivian. So just so you're aware.
Yeah, I play both fields.
What?
With the stock. I bought
Oh, man.
It came out and I was like, "Oh, this is bad." That's
you
bad.
did just
that's on the internet forever too.
Yeah, we can't cut that. It's live stream.
No.
Will either fit in a standard garage? Oh, back to the question. I don't know. The Tesla truck would definitely fit in my garage. Unfortunately, I have another car in there, so it won't fit.
Yeah, you got to do the garages in Lago in not the Hollows, Tessera in that neighborhood. You know that all the garages, they also have a boat garage for like their third garage.
Oh, that's cool.
It is so cool because they have the dock like right around the corner in the same neighborhood. So you always have that third garage that's just the right size for a 21 foot boat. I think it's good. That's another you want to talk. That's another topic. We were just talking about our boat and whether we should move marinas, if we'll even be able to use it this year. Water level on Lake Travis has not moved. It's where it was this last year when the season ended. So that's a big deal for people that are looking for luxury properties along the lake, because you'll probably have some leverage there. And B, for people that are already there, and they might be looking to vacate because there's no water. It's kind of interesting.
The water thing's interesting. I know a lot of people are. I have a prediction, Ian. Everybody, mark the date, March 13th, 7:52 p.m. I think we're going to see such a heavy amount of rain in May, June. Is it April showers bring May flowers, right?
Yes.
I think we're going to see a heavy amount of rain, and you're going to see we're not going to be in a drought because we're going to see probably 4 or 5 weeks of just constant rain up in that area. And that's going to not fill up the lake, but definitely bring us back to closer to, like, let's say 70% full. Because we're at 40%.
I hope that you're right, but I disagree. But I hope you're right. I think it'll take 2 or 3 years of solid rain to get back to where we should be, if we ever make it back to where we should be, or however long it takes for that to happen.
Here's why I say that. Back in I think it was like 2015, I had a client looking at a house, and they passed on it. It rained like mad. They wanted to come see it because like they passed on it because there was no water. And then boom, they were so upset that they didn't get to buy it. So
I have so many friends that purchased like right along the Marshall Ford and Snyder Ranch area, where they had such good deals along the marina because it was the drought the last time they purchased. And we're talking houses that, they saved 25-30% off of what market rate would have been.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
And that was right before the pandemic. So you can only imagine what they were worth.
Yep. All right. So let's answer a couple questions real quick. Drop your questions in, please. I got one other slide I want to show before we go. Slow but short. Man, I'm all over it tonight. Honest question. Will rates ever hit 4% again? And if so, when? Currently living in Killeen, commute to Austin 3 times a week. Thinking about renting my house here in Killeen to relocate to Austin.
The first thing I'm going to say is you can get a 4% rate today.
You can. How?
I'm not saying how. I'm saying it's possible.
Well, that's
Right?
that's the question. How? How can you get a 4% rate, Ian?
Well, so
You just made the claim that somebody can get a 4% rate.
let me
Back up your
rephrase.
claim.
Sure. There are builders that are offering buy down options. There are sellers that are willing to work with you on buy down options, seller/lender combos. So you can absolutely get that rate. The question is it worth putting the money in and how much it's going to save you monthly versus waiting for a potential rate adjustment in the nearby future. So
Right.
knowing where to do that and also
Right.
knowing how to do that is really the skill, but they do have them. You can get that. It's not just all over like it was before.
You answered the question.
Yeah.
Good. I can't add to that. That was perfect. So here's how I'm going to respond to this question. Do I see 4% rates coming back? No. Yes, we could see 4% rates again. When is that? 2029, 2030? I don't know. Far. I mean, it's possible to see him again. To say never is
So, I don't
never
know, far.
far.
Do you anticipate another pandemic happening? Because that could be.
I mean, it's an election year. It's an election year.
Well,
Anything
it's
could
an
happen
election
next
year.
week.
What if there was a war? Like, I am not
mean-
even messing around, but what if there was some kind of war
You'd be careful
in
with the
the
words you
United
say
States?
next.
Not we're just paying for wars elsewhere. I'm saying like an actual war here in the United States.
Yeah.
That
You
isn't
got
just like
to be
cyber
careful.
attack.
This is YouTube. We're going to get demonetized for. Yeah,
That's fine.
but there is a country with it starts with the letter C that could invade a country or blockade a country with the letter T, and then that would cause a lot more issues. Anyway, going back to answering this question, currently living in Killeen, commute 3 times a week. Is it worth renting out his house? So I would say, look, if you can rent out your house and have decent cash flow and it makes sense to rent it, then rent out the house. The question is, are you going to move into Austin and rent and or buy? That's the question. So if you're going to buy, does it make sense to buy? Do your numbers make sense? Or does it make more sense to rent? In scenarios like this, I don't think it's the worst thing to rent, because if you have your home and you're getting equity and somebody else paying for your rent, but you move closer and you're paying rent here, it's just virtually the same thing as you paying off your mortgage, right? Paying your mortgage. So that would make sense if you're going to buy another property, as long as that's covered and you have cash flow on that and it looks good and you can afford to buy a property locally. I do think it makes sense to buy a property in Austin this year, because I do think we're getting close to the bottom of that bell curve on the swing back, where we start seeing, I'm not going to say a huge uptick, but we see prices start to come back, and this was going to be the low, right? And here's why I say that. You ready, Ian?
Yeah.
Is the audience ready? Is this right here? So Austin from the peak is down 14%. 14%. I was just in Spokane, Washington, actually 7%. Down.
It was Sioux Falls, not Idaho Falls. I was like,
yeah. So you are back to a deal. Unfortunately, rates are so high. So I do think that buying now, and it's tough. I get it, because when I look at rates too, I'm like, oh, it's so expensive. I think this may be the best opportunity to get properties before prices start to trickle back up. I think it's possible. Can I say it for certain? Don't know.
And for all of these generalized statistics, neighborhood pockets have better deals than most people know. Like there are a lot of neighborhood pockets with deals, or specific property with deals that surpass these valuations, these numbers. So you can still get what you're looking for if you have a little bit of patience and you're actually diligent on what you're trying to acquire. Yeah. So some people don't have the patience. They're so used to the pandemic times where it's like, I just need something. And I understand you were pushed and forced and it seemed like a good deal and you just needed to make the move. But now you have a little bit of a grace period to make that decision. Not too much of a grace period, but a little bit.
T. Burton says, looking to buy in Austin. I'm property tax exempt. Awesome. Home in Killeen will be paid off in 8 to 10 years.
I'm assuming I would say thank you for your service. That's awesome.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Good. I agree. I don't. So again, I would have to look at the numbers before I told you that to go buy a home in Austin, right? I'm not one of those people that just says, yes, go buy.
Listen,
here's what I'm saying though. If it's 8 to 10 years off, which means you have equity in it, which means your mortgage is probably lower. So you potentially, let's say your mortgage, I'm just throwing numbers out there, spitballing, is $1,500 a month, and the rents on it could be $2,500. So that gives you really like $700 cash flow. I know the numbers there are $1,000, but that gives you $700 cash flow that you could then use to put down towards your mortgage on the new house, kind of offsetting some of those things as far as high payments. That may be a good route for you. And now you have an investment property. Since you've lived in it for X amount of years, now you're not going to pay capital gains you're not going to pay capital gains tax on it because you've lived in the house over 2 years, unless you sell it in the future for a profit over $250,000. So I think it's probably worth it.
I'm going to agree with everything Jeremy said, but add to that, if you are not in a position where you have to worry about, I'm going to use the term roommates loosely, then buy a multifamily, please. Right now, as I'm assuming a veteran that has another property that's mostly paid off, and your property tax exempt, and you have the benefit of doing the 5% down. Well, I guess nothing. Well, you'll have to see how the loan structure would work, but you could get into a property where 1 unit is vacant and 2, 3, or 4 units are being rented out. Like, reach out to Jeremy or myself, and that would be awesome. That would set you up in a position where you have nothing to worry about for a very long time when it comes to real estate, in my opinion.
I don't have anything to add to that. That was perfect.
I added to yours. You started it. I just kept going.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I can't believe it. We're at an hour. That's amazing. And he said, appreciate it. You guys, I'll be reaching out shortly. Amazing. Yeah, we'd both love to help. So definitely reach out. We're at an hour. We have a lot going on this week. I appreciate you all for jumping in for the hour that you were here. If you hopped in a little bit, do me a favor though, share this video out. It's interesting. The YouTube algorithms are a little bit different, and I'm getting a lot of views on these videos, not a lot of engagement, which is interesting. So definitely engage. We love you all. Thank you so much. And I will try to get a Real Migos next week.
We're in Dallas. Oh, wait. No.
That's Monday, Tuesday. We'll be back Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't see why we can't do next week if Hector's going to show up.
Yeah, Hector's going to be on. Hector's coming next week. All right, everybody.